Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans Thursday, January 23rd, 2020. Just want to talk to the ladies for a minute. And gentlemen, you're welcome to join in, enjoy the conversation. I want to talk about being an African American woman, older woman, middle aged woman. Can't believe I'm saying that about myself, but anyway, I guess that's what I would be considered. Dating in America, what it is like to be over 40 black American woman dating in the South. I must say it is a journey for myself, as I had told many of you all when I first jumped on this platform. I'd made videos about my experience with the online dating situation, and it has not been the best. It was not the best. And it has been a new way, for people to meet each other, meet and greet. And as I've stated, many people are on there for many, different reasons, various reasons. Some men and women are on there too, you know, perhaps just get a free lunch or dinner, scheme, scam to get money. Some people are networking for work. Some people are entrepreneurs, allegedly trying to get people to join their company, corporation, or whatever the scenario is. And then there are just those who are lonely and wanting a mate, wanting to meet someone special. And you really don't know what to expect from people. And even if you're not on the site, you're just out and about hoping, as a woman, to bump into someone, meet someone. It is hard, and I must say, because one thing, and I'm speaking for living here in the South, because I think here it's a different type of caliber of people live here in the South, especially with African American people. When you live in a demographic that is predominantly white, that would be a problem if you are a male, female trying to date another black person. That would be a problem. If you're not out networking, you don't go anywhere, you're not mingling with people, you don't have an active lifestyle, you're not socially in the who and the know, you're going to have a problem trying to meet a certain caliber of person, depending on what your preferences are. And I can say that, speaking personally, that I live in a predominantly white area of the state. So it is very hard to meet a certain caliber of person. Of course, I meet all kinds of people, walks of life, coming and going. I do try to be, I try to get out as much as I can, social activities. So, of course, I come across all walks of life. Men who work, men who don't, men who are successful, men who are not. And it is hard. It is hard trying to date. It is hard trying to meet and greet. And one has to ask herself, am I willing to settle, to be happy, to have a mate, to eventually get married? Those are the things a woman has to ask herself, especially when she's out here, no matter where she lives. But it's just a tricky situation, because I'm seeing, as I get older, I'll be 49 next week, it is hard to try to meet a decent black man. And yes, there are different specifications for what the word decent means. I personally consider a decent man someone who's going to be honest, someone who works, he is self-sufficient, he does not live with others, he is not staying with others, he is not in and out of the system, getting in trouble, legal woes, lots of children by different women, not providing for his children. Just what I call just a clown. I'm not looking for a clown. Now, everyone is different. Every woman is different. But it is hard when you're out here trying to find someone in your own race to date. And then that comes into question as well. Will a woman say to herself, well, I've tried dating my own race, it's not working. I've tried dating black men, it's not working. Do I now try to go outside of my race? I don't have a problem with that. I feel like everyone is entitled to his or her own plight in life. Finding happiness is hard, especially if you're looking for a mate or wanting a mate and you have specifics. You may never find that. And yes, in life, you will have to make a compromise in meeting people, dating people, and progressing farther if you two have something in common. But it is sad to be an African American woman and live in a place where there are hardly no African American men and want to date one and can't because they're just not readily available. And if we do have some men readily available, their lives are not together, as I stated. They've got all type of shenanigans going on and buffoonery. You know, they're pillar to post, they're here, they're there, they don't work, they drink, they have drug problems. They have just issues that I personally don't want. Then there's the issue of a man that's taken. He may be interested in you, he may not. He may say he like you, he may not. He may be lying to you, knowing he has another woman or many friends or a wife. You have to ask yourself that. Am I willing to sell my soul to the devil to be with a man who is taken by another woman? He can say all types of things. Oh, it's nothing. It ain't this. We've never been together. We ain't been together. She's in another room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you really will never fully know the truth because people will tell you anything to get the goodies, even the grown men. It's just the truth. What do you do as a woman over 40, over 45, and you're trying to date, and perhaps you would like to be married? I've never been married, so naturally you'll say to yourself, wow, is there a chance for me? Is there a chance for me to date, to get a mate, to also be married, to build a life with someone? And I'm sure a lot of women struggle with this daily, all over the world, all over the U.S. And I see it all the time. Women who are beautiful have male problems. They can't seem to keep an ongoing relationship. And some are thin, some are fully developed, some are tall, some are short, black, white, Korean, whatever. And see, sometimes we judge ourselves thinking, well, man, what's the problem? I'm not tall enough. I'm not short enough. I'm too heavy. I'm too this. But then you realize to each its own. All men, tall, short, fat, they like a certain type. So if they like you, I'm sure they'll let you know. And we as women, we can be very insecure about our bodies. We're thinking men like a certain type. And I've come to think that living here in the South, that some of the men, they like a certain type of woman, a certain shape of a woman. But then I always have to say, well, that's not every man. And I can't judge every man the same. And see, these are the things that keep us from mating with other people. It's the criterias. Many people have different criterias. Men have a criteria of what they are looking for. Now, somewhere down the line, as he gets older, he may change. He may say, well, I don't have to have the hourglass figure lady. I don't have to have the long haired lady. I might decide to fall for someone with shorter hair or a different type of body figure or whatever skin tone. You see, you change in life. You change in life. Your ideas change, your ways change. But my thing is, the settling is the problem. As I've stated, I've met all types of men. I converse with different types of men. And in my core being, I say, that person's not right for you. He can't offer you anything. He doesn't have his together. Why even waste your breath holding a conversation? But I talk to people just so I can tell myself I'm not being picky and choosy because men love to throw that up to women. Maybe you're too choosy. That's why you're single. Not necessarily. You see, as I state, if a man does not have his own, he is not self-sufficient. He can't offer me anything because, one, he doesn't think enough of himself to be self-sufficient. And I don't see how anyone can walk through life, man or woman, and don't have their own place. Don't have their own home, apartment, condo, something. You don't pay bills anywhere. You don't drive. You don't have a car. I mean, just common sense things. Now, some people will settle for people who don't have these things. That is their choosing. But in the end, I don't want to be a woman toting a man around, carrying him around like he's luggage. And you see women who do that. The man doesn't have a car. He doesn't have his own place. They meet and greet. Next thing you know, he's living with her. And now she's carrying around a fully grown man as if he is an infant in a car seat. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. And when things jump off and it doesn't work out, now you've got to put the said person out of your home. You want them to leave. Now they don't want to go. See? Those are things I'm talking about. Those are things that I don't want to participate in. And I will say that living here in this southern region, it is very hard. It is very, very hard. Because a lot of men here in the region, African American men, they have someone. They live with a woman. They're married to a woman. They're dating different women, whatever. And one has to ask herself, does she want to be number 3, number 2, number 8? Are you willing to settle to be with a man? Are you willing to settle for a man who doesn't have his together? He's not viable. He's not sustaining. Nasty attitude, doesn't know how to talk, isn't educated. Is he a heavy drinker, alcoholic? Is he an addict? Does he have family drama, family troubles, legal troubles? You see all those things. Hell, does he even have a valid driver's license? Those are the things we women come in contact with. And there's some women who just adamantly will say, I won't even settle, period. He don't got nothing going for himself. He doesn't have decent conversation. He doesn't know how to talk. I'm not wasting my breath. And I get that because it takes up your time entertaining people who really, they're not even in the running. And you're wasting your time by talking to him, listening to his woes and his problems and him crying. And you're saying to yourself, why am I even listening to this fool? He can't offer me anything. I can't build anything with this person. Then there's the thing about being taken care of by a man. Maybe a woman gets to a certain age, or could be younger and say, I want a man to take care of me. I don't want to work, or I don't want to worry about anything. There are women who have this luxury. They have met men who take care of them, even if they're not even married to them. He provides her every need. Now, some women will say, I don't need a man to take care of me. I have my own. Then there are those who say, well, I'll have my own, but hey, I don't mind a gift or two. I want someone to do something nice for me. I don't want to start out catering to someone, and before I know it, I am now taking care of a said man, a grown man, whether he has a job or not, own place or not. It is interesting, this thing called life, trying to date and mate. It can be very rough. And it can be rough on a sister. It surely, surely can. But one thing I have learned at this ripe old age of 48 is that I deserve better. I desire better. And I want better. And I shouldn't have to settle for anybody. And I wouldn't want another woman to have to do the same. Because you see, you don't want to one day wake up with somebody that you're looking at and wishing they were not in your home, or worse. We'll leave it at that. You want to be happy with a person. You want to be glad to see that person when you wake up. You want to be happy to see that person when you get home. You want to think about that person when you're not around. You want that person to feel the same about you, to honor you, value you, speak highly of you, treat you with respect and dignity, say wonderful things about you to you, and know that that person has your back no matter what. And I think it's sad when I see older women, much older, 60, 70 on up, and they say, well, I don't need a man. I'm all right. I got Jesus. Well, Jesus didn't partake with a lady. So ain't no need of bringing him into the equation, okay? What's wrong with desiring a man? Now I can understand if you had been married a long time, your marriage failed, it did not work out, and you just want freedom to roam and just be free and enjoy your own company. There's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, wouldn't you like to have dinner with a male, go places with a male, have a male call you on the phone, say nice things to you about you, ask you how you're doing, if you need anything? Because you see, God made a woman for a man. And that was the divine plan. And I understand that some people just don't want to be bothered. They don't want to date. Some men don't want a relationship. And that can be a problem in trying to date. Meeting people who are just vacant in mind and spirit. They may want sexual relations with you, but they don't want a relationship. They don't want to offer you anything. They don't want to take the lady out. They don't want to buy her nice gifts. And I personally don't want anyone like that. I don't want to talk or date anyone that can't even think of me. If I had a cold, he wouldn't say, well, let me go get her some cold medicine. Because I always say, if he won't buy the simplest of things, he won't buy anything grand for you either. And I think most of you ladies know that. And there are all kinds of men. You have those who don't like to spend money. They don't want to take you nowhere. They just want you to come over to their place or you go to theirs and you look at each other. Or you have relations and that's all it's going to be. Is that all you want? Is that all you're worth? See, this is what you have to tell yourself when you're out here dating, no matter what your age is what are you looking for? What will make you happy? You see, excuse me, I'm a people watcher. I always have been. And I look at people, couples, and I always wonder, are they happy? Are they truly happy? Do they really care about one another? What if one decided to just up and say, you know what, I don't want this no more? How would the other one take it? Do you ever wonder that when you see people out and about, family functions, the store, shopping, church, wherever? Are these people really happy? Do you ever sit and think about that? The people you know, and you hear their stories and their situations going on with their partner. Do you ever wonder, are they really happy? Why are they together? How did they get together? I wonder that sometimes with people. I also wonder why some people settle for the things they settle for. As I state, we all have made mistakes. We all make mistakes in dating people, being married to people, jumping the gun in relationships, moving in with people too fast, doing things for people, giving people money, loaning people money, getting involved in their personal affairs, family affairs, allowing them to get in our business as well. See, we're all different. And that's what really determines if we'll be with somebody or not. It's the little things. How they talk, how they act, how they dress, how they come to the table, how they act behind closed doors, their spirit. Do they have a decent disposition? Or are they just outright nasty, filthy mouth, disgusting? And are we willing to settle for that filthy, disgusting demeanor? Are we truly happy with that person? Do we look at that person and say, damn, I must be a fool. What the hell am I doing with this person? What the hell am I doing wanting this person? Even if it's just in the beginning of meeting somebody. You see foul, rank things come out their mouth, but yet you keep talking to them anyway. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? This is just a little short video, me shooting straight from the hip. Just saying that it can be daunting. A single woman, an African-American woman trying to date in these times and wanting more for myself, wanting to be valued as a human, as a person, by others in general, you know? Want to be treated with respect. as all life should want to be treated with respect. But I will say it's hard for black women. I will say it's hard. And I know there's some white women and other races of women will say the same thing, that, hey, they've got it rough over in Ohio or California or whatever, because we are all people. We are all flawed. And a lot of people really don't want a relationship with another human being. They just want somebody to play around with, something to do, something to pass the time. I see that a lot even on the date sites. The men will say they can be 40 years old, 50 years old, and say, oh, I just want to date. I'm not looking for anything serious. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how can you be this old and not want to be in a relationship? And I understand, to each his own. But it's odd to me. And as I state, if the man had been in a long-term relationship and just broke up, or a marriage dissolved, oh, I can understand that. He doesn't want anything serious, or the lady doesn't want anything serious. But a man who's just philandering around, pillar to post, went here to there, never married anybody, never actually settled down with a woman and built a life with her, paid bills with her, built a home, a life, children with her, then I can understand the momentum of just going from place to place, bed to bed. And there are people who live like this. And we women have to ask ourselves, is this what we want from a man? A pillar to post, a bum, somebody that, as I state, don't care nothing about himself, don't want nothing. Is this what we want? Are we willing to settle just to say we have a man? But see, what I always say is, look outside the box. Pretend you are outside the box looking in at yourself with the said person. And ask yourself, what do you see? Do they look happy to you? Would you want that person that you see inside the box with yourself? And you'll have your answer. Pretend that you're your friend. Would she think where you are with this man is a good fit? Although other people's opinions are not always, valid. But just saying, what would she think of you? What would she do? Would she date the same guy that you're dating or like? Just something to ponder on. Thanks, ladies, for joining me. Until the next video, this is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye.